Hey everyone, it's May 26th, 2021. I've got you guys looking at the NOAA homepage for Space Weather Prediction Center. If you guys haven't been to this site yet, I would definitely take a peek at this, even if you don't understand any of the terminologies or anything. A lot of the stuff you can, common sense goes a long way. Okay, common sense goes a long way, and don't let scientific people bully you around and make you think this is so complicated and this and that and the other, and it's really not. As long as you know the key basis of what's going on. Sure, there'll be some things lost in translation. Sure, there'll be some things you don't know. But I mean, let's be real here. This is not rocket science. This is not so complicated, that we can't, comprehend all this stuff. Okay. So this is the home. They kind of give you some general information. The solar wind speed is 307 kilometers per second. Give you the magnetic field, what's that's doing, the radio flux for radio operators. It helps propagation if there's a little bit of electron flux, a lot of basic flux coming around the planet. It helps propagate the signals, but up to a point. Once that starts to get saturated, then it starts to make it worse. But if there isn't very much flux, then that also doesn't help propagation, and there's like a pocket for that actually really helps propagation for radio operators. So geomagnetic storm conditions expected for 25th through the 26th. That's why we're here today. That's why we're talking about this, because there's a couple of CMEs that I actually showed you guys on the live. I was recording it live, but I think it was yesterday or the day before I put out a video of the basics on space weather. In that video, you can see that one sunspot, it's popping off. It's popping off like crazy. And I'll take you to a graph here that'll kind of show you that what was happening and how it was sending it towards Earth. Yeah, you got the sun, coronal mass ejections, the Aurora, which is a cool one. I'll show you guys that one in a bit, but we're gonna go look at some few things first. Like I said, you got your X-ray flux, proton flux, and the planetary K index. That's the K indices. That's the A indices. This is what affects human health. Okay, when this is the graph that needs to be concentrated on for human health. And I want to tell you guys a little story before we get started on this graph. Okay, I pay attention to what the sun's doing, and I pay attention around me. Okay, and on my way home today, just like I thought I would see, another ambulance parked where it normally isn't all the time. And I've gained an understanding of when to expect this ambulances to be parked in this area, okay, because I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so they have to kind of be ready. But they're parking when these storms are coming in. And let me explain why. Because it affects our health. it affects our hearts. Okay, when we get a bad storm, okay, that's going to affect more our heart. When it goes down to zero, that's more towards more mental instability, changing your chemical balance in your brain. That's more towards that. So you see the difference there. So be careful, guys. In the morning when you wake up, because I'm taping this pretty late. So in the morning when you wake up, and if you see this video, please just take it easy today. Okay, don't work quite as hard as you would. Just take it easy today. Because there's times when people, we have our loved ones that they pass from a heart attack or some sort of heart issues. And this may not be the reason why, but this is the reason why for some people. And some people's heart conditions, if they even have a heart condition, are made worse by the sun and what it's doing. So research this stuff. The United States Army's even done research in it. I think that's pretty much, they started it off, I believe. And it's just, there's been studies, you can find it. Just look up KP index effect on human health or mental health. But human health, that'll get you to where you need to go. And you'll find tons of information. So just be careful tomorrow morning. Okay, guys? Morning, afternoon, and it's supposed to kind of start to slow down after the afternoon. Okay, let me see. We're going to go back up here to the top because I want to show you guys something here. So we're going to go to dashboards, okay? And then we're going to go down to space weather enthusiasts. Okay. And we'll go ahead and slide down on here. Of course, they got the same stuff here. Okay. Now you got your solar X-ray flux. Okay. And this will help you understand your class of flares. Your proton flux. Geomagnetic, this is your KP index here. Okay, now you got the GOES, which you can, this is great imagery on the GOES imager. And then you got another one I like is the LASCO C3 because especially when it shoots it off towards this detector, you can just see how saturated it gets of radiation and just it's particles and charged particles that are just engulfing this detector, and it's amazing to see how much it gets hit. On your left, there's some graphs. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'll have to look up what the top one does. But I know the phi angle, that's the every 7 to 10 days we cross the Parker spiral threshold, okay? That's part of the heliospheric current sheet. And this spiral, you can kind of see off to the right here. This kind of represents the spiral in a way, okay? So think of, you have the interplanetary magnetic field that connects all the planets to the sun. Okay, that's part of the heliospheric current sheet. And everything's connected to that. The moons, the planets, everything that orbits the sun is connected to this field, this magnetic field. Okay, so when it crosses that threshold, it changes the magnetics of the planet. And then you have the density. Of course, that'll be how dense the material is that's coming in, in general wind speed, and then you have temperature. but let me think what that top one is. I'll have to refresh. I know what it is. I'll just have to refresh myself. It might be geared towards the sunspots. I'm not sure. But I'll have to look at it. But I want to show you guys this one. This was what the video is all about. Okay. So we're gonna go into here. I'm gonna load this up so it'll play. And we're gonna watch the releases that happen that I showed from that one sunspot. There it goes. It's like a machine gun. And I say that because I want you guys to check out a channel. Her name is Tamitha Skav is the channel. She's a doctor and she actually teaches I can't remember what school it is, but she teaches space weather and she teaches solar dynamics and stuff like that. But if you check out her channel, Tamitha and then Skov, Skov, I believe, and space weather, and she has like many courses where she'll explain like in deep detail a lot of the information that these people are learning in school and stuff like that. So that's why I said machine gun, because she released a video today that she explained it kind of like a machine gun, and that's exactly what it looks like from this spot. Because this does happen, don't get me wrong, this does happen, but not a lot like we seen from that spot back to back, and it being so active and it just firing off and sending shock waves and causing other things to pop out of nowhere basically on the sun. I mean, it happens, but I mean, it just, this sunspot was a good one, and it is by far, I think, the most active one of this cycle. May not have sent out the highest energy, but if you combine all three of these releases, that is a big amount of energy. So we got kind of lucky that it saved 2 more shots. It looks like we may just skim that second one, but we definitely lucked out on missing the third one. Because let me explain to you the of course the middle dot is the sun, and to the right at the 3 o'clock position is Earth. Above that and below that, in that same orbit, is stereo A and B, which are satellites that are viewing the sun. And one gives us kind of a preview of what's coming, because it, of course, moves left to right. And then the other one kind of gives us a preview of what's going to go around the backside. Now, one of these, I'm not certain which one was damaged, but one was damaged. And I'm not exactly sure how it was damaged, either when it was, I think it was when it was sent up there, it got damaged. So, yeah, you can see how it's coming in, and in between the 25th and the 26th is when we're going to see the energy hit us. So right about now, I mean, it's nearly midnight, so we're going to be seeing in the next couple hours. So I want you guys to take it easy tomorrow, because we're going to be seeing this, and some of this energy is going to be still hanging around here, okay? So if you have a heart issue, I want you guys to start paying attention to this graph and start paying attention to when this energy comes at Earth, and just take it easy. It's as simple as that. I mean, we forecast everything from, if it rains, we make sure we have an umbrella or, a poncho or whatever you're going to shield yourself from the rain. We gotta, you know, if it's going to be sunny, we make sure we don't dress so warm. I mean, we predict things all the time, and then we change our behavior based on those predictions. We need to be doing the same thing with space weather because it affects us. So this is the Parker spiral. Remember that. You guys have maybe heard of the Parker name before. There's the Parker. There's a Parker satellite that goes towards the sun. That I can't remember what the actual name of it, but it has Parker in it. So that's apparently a pretty good satellite. So all right, so let's back out here. Let me show you the Aurora. I was going to show you that. Let's see if we can get this to load up. Right on. Make us wait for it. Because this is pretty cool because it'll show you the dark side and it'll show you the sun facing side. And it'll kind of give you an idea what to expect. I don't think it's going to come down much further, into Canada. So here in the States, we probably won't see much, if any at all. We may see it in the distance. Up, if you look north, you might be able to see it in the distance, but I doubt it on this one. Let's see once that dark side comes out, intense that is right over Greenland, will get a pretty good show. Greenland, Iceland, Alaska, Russia will get a pretty good show. Northern Russia. Let's see, of course, probably hit Finland, all them over there. Yeah, Iceland, Greenland. Yeah, so there'll be probably some pretty good Aurora, pictures coming out from this one. It looks like it'll be a pretty good show for them up there, but it's not going to come down. Look to your left, bottom left, approximate energy deposition, ergs per square centimeter. Okay, ergs. Remember that. You got ergs, joules, newtons, all sorts of measurements. So this is what we're looking at this week. See, the 26th, we got the major storm coming in. Even if you don't see Aurora, it still causes health issues. There'll be a little bit of, I kind of use this from Tamitha because she does it so well on this part. These are your different solar flare warnings and how much they think each spot is going to put out. You got so much. There's the solar flux for radio and GPS stuff. And then she does a thing for this thing down at the bottom. This isn't like official NOAA or anything. I think this is something that she may do or she may get from someone else. NASA, whatever that is down there. And it's just a prediction because, I mean, you got to think so many stewardess and stewards, they're up there flying every day, and they have to watch out for this radiation because the higher they are and the more often they're up there, the more radiation exposure they're getting. And I've taken a Geiger with me on a flight, and it's hit, 500, 600 counts per minute. So it happens. You gotta limit what you do and how long you're up there. So So go check out Tamitha. We got a storm coming in. Watch her. I don't want to have to do this all the time unless there's something major, but I want to show you guys the importance of all this and what it all means and what it can do to us, do to our infrastructure, do to our bodies, our hearts, our minds. Can affect us. It's very important that we stay on top of this. So just NOAA, you can just hit NOAA space weather, and that'll bring you here. I was trying to find the actual prediction model. And then you'll find all sorts of stuff. The WSA Enlil is what we were looking at. That Parker spiral type graph. So if you want to go directly to it, this should take us directly to it. Yeah, there it is. So, or you can go directly to the NOAA site and find it through the, I'll show you one more time, that way you remember. You just, up here at the top, it says dashboards, then space weather enthusiasts. And down to the bottom right, it's right here, all the stuff's right here. Got your electron flux, magnetometers, atmosphere, absorption prediction. Here's the sunspot. Whoa, I moved the dates. Look, I'm predicting the future, guys. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? We're going to have a very active 2030s into the 2040s maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why they allow that. That seems a little silly, but there you go. That's your sunspot totals. This is your cycles within cycles. Goes up and down. And we are definitely headed towards a minimum of sorts. Definitely. But you can see how it goes up and down like a frequency. Speaking of frequency, radio flux. See, I mean, just so many useful graphs and things you can kind of get an understanding of. And just look things up. Very simple. Very simple. All right, guys. Well, this is getting pretty long. And go check out the site. Take it easy tomorrow. Promise me you'll take it easy tomorrow. You'll remember Paul said take it easy, because it's going to be a rough day. So take it easy. No heart attacks tomorrow, okay, guys? Watch out for ambulances parked on days that it's a stronger storm. See if we can figure that out. See if they know this is happening and they're trying to park closer to people and be on the ready just in case. Because if you look at the studies, when these big storms happen, there's an influx of groups of people with heart issues that happen, deaths that happen from heart attacks. I mean, it's clearly seen. There's a correlation. So check it out. Be careful tomorrow. I'll try to make sure that I give you guys a word if I see something coming in like this. With that, have a great day tomorrow and take it easy. All right, guys. Bye.